woman touch this machine. You don't want to have problems. No. I've seen a lot of ladies running these things, so probably better than a man. More attention to detail. Okay, obviously, guys, these are big machines, and so safety is the #1 concern. I do have a customer in Colorado where someone got their hand cut off. So we got to respect the fact that there's a blade there, there's a 100-ton there. Forget the blade, there's 100 tons there. And so you really want to be sticklers as a company about the operation of this machine. Now if you go and look in the purchase spec, it even says, because you can buy a DVR, 4-camera DVR, okay, for 150 bucks now. It's kind of silly that you don't get one and have it on this press. For the company's position, to protect them in any type of libelous situation, okay? Also, if anything goes wrong with the press, the operator, 90% of the time, did change something between the morning shift and the evening shift or something of that nature. And so, but the answer will always be, I didn't do nothing, I do the same thing I do every single day, and today it doesn't work. The DVR becomes a very excellent way for us to diagnose operation, no operation, what took place, okay? And so, it protects your butt, it protects our butt, it might protect the employee's butt. So, it's just a silly, you don't even have to be sitting there and staring at it or anything else, just, if the cameras are there, it protects something, okay? Because we know exactly what happened and how, a sequence of how something happened. The other reason I encourage the DVR is all the management, they love to sit up in their office. They don't get down on the floor as often as they should and pay attention to a line or what's going on, okay? Because Facebook's very, very important to them. So it gives you the ability to see is, you know, a worker just wants to work, wants to get the stuff going out, and they don't necessarily recognize that a corner of the die isn't cutting properly or something like that. So he's monkeying with that corner every time, going back in with a knife or scissors or something to free up material, and that's just wasted labor. So you want to be paying attention to that as well. And if you got a camera where you can look at every once in a while and see, and like, what's he monkeying with? What's he doing there? What's he doing there? That'll go on for months. Okay? So it's a real smart thing to happen. The #1 rule about safety on these things is to keep your floor clean. You don't want people tripping. You don't want people falling. They're pulling crap out of there. They're going, you know, as fast as you can. You don't want stuff down here on the floor that they're going to slip, fall. I mean, even if I slip and you get into that, it's not going to feel real good. So, once the beam is up, the other tendency, especially if they are monkeying around with a portion of the die that's not cutting all the way through, okay, with a razor blade or something, and then they accidentally leave it on the table, okay, it can blow out a die, okay. So, as a general rule, tell your people, no tools on the cutting table, period. You've got to have a side table here with a screwdriver or a knife or a razor blade. Keep it off to the side, okay? Do not ever lay them back down on here, because whatever is there is going to get destroyed, okay? Sometimes when things get squished, parts bounce out and so forth, and they can end up hurting somebody. So you want to make sure no tools ever go on this area. The biggest problem that we have is that somebody will run this machine and they'll run it for a year, 2 years, and then all of a sudden they're gone for whatever reason. Every machine, you guys know, okay, they have a characteristic. You get used to it, you figure out what they are. If this doesn't work, you know how to fix it. You get a new guy on it, and that can go bad real fast. That's why we're doing the video right now. It's crucial. You put a new guy on this, make him watch this video 2 or 3 times. Okay? Nobody reads manuals very well, but they'll sit and watch a video. Okay? Make them take notes. So, like I like I say, it has a characteristic. You get a new person on this, and they don't know how to set it up right. Now, I can ruin that die in the setup in 2 minutes. Okay? Every time you change your die, every time you change your material, it takes different tonnage. And if I don't go back and zero out my tonnage and reset the die through the setting process, I'm going to push that die all the way down into your cutting boards, your 1-inch nylon cutting board. And that's it. You'll waste more money trying to get it out than what you paid for both of them. Okay, so you just blew out a $300 cutting board and a very expensive die. So that's the area where new people end up having a problem. Is that, oh, I didn't know I had to zero it out. Or in this case, if you're rising height, can't have it on zero. So the thing that sticks in their head, because somebody didn't sit there with them for at least 1 hour on the first day and make them do the setting process 10 times. They're like, oh, I got it after 2, I'm good. No, you're not good. Show me, do it again until it becomes memory. Because the other thing he'll do is go in there and he heard zero things out. You want to zero out your pressure to set up a new die. So he also zeroes out his rising height. The press won't rise, or the beam won't rise. He's going to go down and cut one time, it's going to sit there, and he's going to be pushing stuff and pushing buttons and too embarrassed to come say, hey guys, I'm sorry, what? Okay, and that's where part of the problem lies, is people are embarrassed, they don't want to act like they don't know something, and they keep going in a bad direction. So that can be avoided, and that's why we're doing the video. I'll index it for you so that a person can go through, okay, step by step, and know what they're supposed to be doing, where they're supposed to be at. So I recommend anytime you put somebody new on this, they can watch the video at least 3 times, make them go through the setup process 10 times with a supervisor watching it. Okay? Tools on the table, we talked about that. Never 2 people running the press. Okay, they're designed, this is the primary safety right here. This makes the head go down. Okay, 2 people, sometimes they're cutting out a lot of little circles or like that, and they realize one operator takes too much time, so let's get 2 people on this thing, we can whip this out much faster. You're looking for a problem. Okay. Boots, clothing, long hair, okay. Anything, it's not as crucial on the manuals, but our full automatic stuff just keeps going and going and going, okay? Now you do have a light curtain on the back of this. That prevents somebody from sneaking around the back. Let me know if anybody else getting their hand in there or anything like that. So obviously front's not as necessary because hands are occupied right here. It takes 2 hands to make the press head go down. Same thing with jewelry. Okay, we really don't like to see anybody on the line of this wearing a ring. Your wife can check with management here to make sure that is a fact, but it's best if these rings, they just have the ability of getting caught and snagged up on stuff. If we're doing any maintenance on the machine, best to go to a power off scenario, okay? So, also, the hydraulic oil in this thing can get extremely hot. So, don't jump into this. Give it time to cool down before you start doing any type of maintenance. Now, you'll notice it's going to take between 50 and 60 gallons of oil. People complain about that all the time. Oh my hell, you know, don't take that much. You know, build a reservoir. And we can make this thing work on 5 gallons, no problem. Build a little reservoir, just circulating the oil. But the oil temperature is a big element in the life of your machine. If we're running 5-10 gallons, the oil is much hotter. That means our seals and everything else in the machine are going to go out at half-life or a third life, okay, which you don't want. Seals are expensive. This thing is 2 chunks of steel built around some rams. Okay, you gotta be a really, really small person to get in there to fix this stuff in the first place. So, you don't wanna be doing that. So, lots of oil, a lot less expensive than maintenance on this within 2 or 3 years. You just don't want it. Obviously, you know, any type of substance abuse, even any suspicion at all, just an absolute no. In fact, you should have a policy on this particular machine that if there is an accident, immediate drug test, urine test, something to protect the company. It should just be a policy. And if something bad happens, that's, I mean, unless there's medical attention needed, then it needs to be done. Okay, when you start getting into equipment like this, things can go south fast. And from the company's perspective, as I said with the DVR cameras, you want to make sure that the right training is being given. Signature for training. Okay, so we have a signature for training. A questionnaire. Do they comprehend the training? Good, I got 2 signatures now. Okay, a DVR that's monitoring how something's being done, and any kind of under the input situation. You have a safety button here, you have a safety here. Either one will stop this beam. The head will rise to its highest position. Okay? If it's running and anybody tried to put their hand in the safety light curtain on the back, same thing. It functions the exact same way. The head will go to its upper position. This is one of the, this machine's kind of big, so it's hard to get to, but people lean against this and it doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you find out about it a half hour later, an hour later, it doesn't work. And this is your first go-to, always, okay? That one was on. So look at these, very first thing, to avoid a lot of downtime. I don't know what your concrete is here. This does have a bit of a bounce, or not bounce, but vibration. So I see guys trying to put this, sometimes the bigger machines on 4 inches of concrete, no reinforcement. It'll be a problem after a while, like a printing press, just running, just that vibration. So this building, I don't think you have any problem at all. Normally I'd ask, looking at your run, we don't like to see these machines on an electrical run with other machinery on it. And its process of going down, another machine kicking in, it's drawing the amps at the same time, it's robbing the PLC, and you can have a problem electronically. So this is on a dedicated run, that's good. Hopefully the gauge wire that's being run through it is the right size, so it's not heating up or anything else. If it does heat up, we have a safety breaker in here. It's going to kick the breaker at the wall. It should, it's wired correctly. So those are things you want to be looking at. ISO 68 oil inside of the press. You've got 2,500 hours of use on your oil. You can go 20% above that and you're still going to be extremely safe. 500 hours on your filter. Every 500 hours, remove the filter, clean it out, put the filter back on. Yeah. Yeah. So, single electrical run. Where we start to, when we're talking about safety, we have safety for the individual, we have safety for the machine itself, safety for the material you're cutting, and safety for the die itself. Dies get expensive, cutting boards are expensive, loss of materials is expensive. So you really want to get the person operating this in the mindset, if there is something that's bothering you about the machine, if it's doing something new, if it's making a different sound, let us know so that we can fix it. Otherwise, you will go 3 months, 4 months, and it's a waste of labor. So get them in the habit where they don't feel stupid for saying it's doing something different. Okay? On your dies, they're going to have to get used to working with a die. Okay? Everything's flat-handed, not going to hurt me. You slide your hand anywhere on this thing, it's going to cut. It is very, very, very sharp. In fact, I was just reaching around trying to understand why some of the steel rule was lower than other parts, and slid just a little bit and already got a piece of my finger this morning. So they got to get used to dealing push this here, and they will after about 10 cuts. But your injection foam is important. You don't want too much, or you're stealing from your down pressure. You need enough injection foam to make sure every time you cut, everything is coming out the way it's supposed to. If the injection foam, and injection foam has a life. Sometimes I've seen these built with springs, all different ejection systems. So the more you learn about dies, the more efficient you will be able to run this press. Ejection foam has a life. So that means if this is top mounted up here on the beam, and I'm not periodically taking a look at what's going on up there, I could be shoving a sheet of cardboard up into one cavity of that die, and it's going to cut another one, and that's going to get stuck up in there. And after about the 5th one, something's got to give. It's going to be your die. It's going to blow out the sides of your die. You got to take the die off. You got to send it down to the die maker. Okay. I recommend always having 2 dies. Okay, you paid a lot of money for the die, but not as much as if you're down and there's nothing else to do for a day or 2. Most die makers don't say, oh, bring it in, I'll fix it and you can take it with you. They're like, leave it here for a few days. They're like, what? Okay, so it's good to kind of have 2 dies. If you're interested, it's great to always have a local die maker. In a pinch, they can get you going back up again. At the same time, you're probably paying 75% more for a die than you could otherwise. If you're interested in that, I can help you with that, show you where to go. But that's a process. That's a 2 to 3 week turnaround on a die in the first place, especially these big ones. But the price is right where you can have spare dies all the time. So anyway, on the die, periodically, you've got to be looking at your foam, making sure that the ejection, all these materials are coming out. You're working off sheets, but if you're working off a roll and the roll's back there, you keep coming, you got the material that you cut, you're picking it up and putting it someplace, but then you got all this junk still sitting there, and what I always see people doing is it just keeps piling up here, which is not a good deal. So, to make it more manageable, if you have the die made, come off the corner and go off the side and off the side, so you're cutting the waste free from the roll. That way, what you cut goes there, the other piece goes here. Okay, as you get more automated, we can put grinders down here and it can just drop in there and it keeps cutting it up, goes on a conveyor, poops it out the other side. Or we can have strippers where it goes up above on a roll and it keeps rolling all your waste up, keeps it out of your way. So as you get to where you want to be more and more and more automated, we're there with you. We're the only ones really that are working on pre-automation and post-cutting automation, pick and place. So when you're ready for that, call us up, we come back out, we spend quite a bit of time working with you hand in hand and make it work. So, also on your die, you can get registration pins, a little pin, okay, looks like the bottom of a bullet with a pin in it, there's a spring in there. You push it, it goes up and down, up and down. Put one here, you can slide your material always into the same place. Or in this case, I would recommend, if you're gonna top mount your die, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're right now the cutting board's underneath here because we haven't got it set up yet. But the cutting board's sitting on top of this. You can do it as easily as a couple pieces of foam, cardboard, anything in a corner. You can take 2 screws literally and screw them down in a corner. So you're sliding your material always into the same spot, push the button, it cuts, and it's going to be the same every single time.
Can we show you what we have right now to see if that would be that would suffice? We'll grab them.